Hello little hoes, my name is Kristen, welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be another top 5 video. Today it is going to be my top 5 variegated houseplants. This is going to be a particularly tough one because one, I love variegated plants. It's just who I am. 9 times out of 10 I will choose the variegated form over the green. I love the spots, splashing, modeling, streaks, whatever. I love it. I do have quite a few in my collection, and I have discovered I need more. I need more variegation. I think not only is it fun to see how each one is its own unique work of art and how different it can be from the rest, but it also adds like that bright splash of color in your collection that sometimes you just need for aesthetic purposes. It's also difficult for me because my favorite will change almost on a daily basis depending on my mood. So this was a hard conglomeration of 5 plants to feature. I also wanted to not focus just on aroids and philodendrons, but on some other things as well. So I think I have a fairly good mix of different variegated plants today. I didn't want to go with newer plants to my collection. I kind of wanted to keep most of the plants in this series to the tried and true, but there are 2 plants I'm going to show you that I absolutely love already, despite the fact that I don't know if I'm going to have long-term success with them. I'm hoping, I'm guessing I will, but I don't know. I'm going to show you anyway. This is the first plant. This is the Dishidia. A species starts with an O. I'll have to put it on screen. Variegated form. And guys, I find it looks a little Hoya-esque, but is a little bit easier for me, the #1 Hoya killer in the US, to grow. I keep it on the dry side, and it tells me, just like now, with winkly weaves, that it needs water. I've had this a few months now. I've been successful thus far. Winter will be the telling factor. I always seem to have issues with more drought-loving plants in winter and overwatering. I really enjoy too how a lot of times the new leaves will come out more white and then turn this, I don't even know what to call it, minty green or not, but it's definitely a sort of sage green with like a white overwash to it. This is one of 2 Hoyas I really think I am succeeding with. This is my variegated Hoya Carry Eye. My coworker friend Karen gave me a cutting and I successfully propagated it. I probably have had it maybe a full year now, and it is doing great. This is its newest leaf. It did have an accident. I don't know if it was me or a cat or something else, but it had a couple of other growth points for new leaves, and those got knocked off. But I did get this leaf, and I really am so pleased with myself. Knock on wood that I will continue to have success with this. But just look. It's cool not only for the edge variegation, but because there's a little bit of silver spotting in there. Care on it? I don't know. I have been keeping it dryish, letting it fully dry before watering it. Fingers crossed it will be happy this winter, and it is right under my new grow lights on the bench, so hopefully that will increase its likelihood of survival. This is another new addition to the plant gang here. I got this from New Life Tropicals. I don't know. It's been a month or so. I don't know. You tell me, guys. I've lost track of all time and space. This is the Lime Fiddle Philodendron. I got this partially because I really loved it, partially because it was really cheap. I had no idea just how big it would be when I got it, or how vigorous. I have just been keeping it in this glass container with spag. As you can see, it's a little floppy in here, but that's just because it's so top heavy. I put it in here to help the roots recover, and it seems to be doing well. I don't want to jump the gun and say that this is going to be a plant that I'm going to have continued luck with. I don't know. I'm not going to be so presumptuous, but it is putting out new growth. This is a brand new leaf. It's kind of hard to tell in this light. It's been growing well. It seems quite happy, and I have a thing not only for variegation, but jagged foliage as well. So this is kind of a combination of two of my great plant delights. I am very much digging it right now. So I also wanted to include this friend in the video. This is my variegated Ceropegia, the variegated string of hearts or rosary vine. It is delightfully variegated and it has pink new growth. It looks incredible in this wall sconce boyfriend made especially for me. And to make it even better, and perhaps even better than the plant itself, is the story behind it of how my friend Jess, she gave me some cuttings of her plant and somehow it slipped out of my hand or bag or whatever, and I lost it at heading out to my car to leave for the day at work. And I was just so distraught and crying and just beside myself almost for having lost such an awesome gift from an awesome person, and I was so sad about it. Well, this sweet lady, she went and purchased me a plant online and told me after the fact that it would be arriving. It was just such a sweet, kind gesture. And turns out she actually found the cuttings later on, kind of battered, but she did, in the parking lot. That is the story of my Ceropegia, and it's put off a little bit of new growth. It's probably not quite as vigorous as, you know, the regular type, but she's trying her best, and I think she will look pretty awesome here once she gets a little bit bigger. I do have her in some cactus soil. I water sparingly, pretty much the same care as your normal string of hearts. So this I've shown you guys before, but it might be my favorite variegated plant. Might be. Again, it changes with the day, the season, the atmospheric temperatures. It depends. Adult depends. But I mean, how could you not love this plant? This is my variegated Burlap's Philodendron. This is such a weird plant. This guy has, I've said it before, weird stem growth patterns. It's very kinky and curly. So it makes it very hard to propagate, figure out a good cutting point. And I have cut it a few times, which is why it is kind of gangly. It has this lumps of foliage down here, a little bit naked midsection, and then all this top growth. I cut it once just because I wanted another cutting of it to maybe sell, but I don't know if I want to sell it. Looking at this now, I kind of just want to hoard all the variegated burl marks for myself, but I may sell it down the road. I don't know. I cut it a second time to give my friend a cutting to try propagating, and I cut it a third time because there was a large chunk of it that was looking like it was just going to be plain green. I would love to know, for those of you who also have variegated burl marks, do you cut out the chunks of green or do you let them be? I know in general you should cut out green reversions because it might overtake the plant, but it looks so weird when you cut out that much of the plant. And I think there might be potentially another chunk of green that might need to be cut out. I don't know. And I recently put a grow light in the plant rack where it is, and I think it's almost sort of intensified the variegation just a little bit. I might be placebo affecting it, but I think it is helping. And it's so enthusiastic. I think that's another reason I like it so much. The fact that it's variegated, but it grows crazy and so contorted and all over the place. It's like one of those excited little dogs that kind of piddles on your shoe from the sheer excitement. Even though it might be a little awkward, it's still quite endearing. The fact that it just likes you so much. Anyway, guys, that will do it for today's video. As always, hope you are staying safe, healthy, and sane. I will talk to you all very soon. Goodbye.